3 days before the Euro 2024 semi-final, a Spanish journalist asked Yamal a simple question. "Are you nervous?" Yamal looked at him and said nothing for 4 seconds. Then he smiled. That smile was the last thing France saw before he destroyed them. What happened next was not a surprise to everyone. One man had been watching Yamal since he was 9 years old. And what that man saw changed everything. Lamine Yamal was born on the 16th of July 2007. The same night Ronaldinho took his iconic photo holding an infant at Camp Nou. That infant was Lamine Yamal. He grew up in Rocafonda, one of the most deprived neighborhoods in Mataró. Not a football academy. Not a wealthy suburb. A neighborhood where most kids don't make it out. At 9 years old, he entered La Masia. The coaches who first worked with him described something they had not seen before. Not just technical ability. Decision-making. At 9 years old, Yamal was making decisions that 15-year-olds were still learning. Barcelona's academy director at the time flagged him internally as a generational case. Not a good prospect. A generational case. April 29, 2023. Yamal is 15 years old. Xavi calls him into the first team training session not to observe, to participate. That same week, Xavi tells the Barcelona board something specific.
No ens és cap problema amb 16 anys. Crec que està molt preparat per...
3 months later, Yamal makes his official debut against Real Betis. 15 years, 9 months, and 16 days old. The youngest player in Barcelona's history. The record Messi set in 2004 had stood for 19 years. Yamal broke it before he had finished secondary school. But here is what people missed about that debut. Yamal didn't look nervous. He looked like he had been waiting. July 9, 2024. Spain versus France. Euro semi-final. Dani Olmo plays the ball across the edge of the box. Yamal takes one touch. His body is facing away from goal. Every France defender is already moving to block the cross. He doesn't cross it. He curls it, with the outside of his left foot, from 25 yards, into the top corner. Mbappé, who had just come off a tournament where he broke his nose and was wearing a protective mask, stood on the pitch and stared. Yamal was 16 years, 362 days old, the youngest goal scorer in European Championship history. He turned to celebrate and the smile returned. The same smile from 3 days earlier. He had known. By the end of the 2024-25 season, Yamal had registered 18 goals and 21 assists. Those are not teenager numbers. Those are numbers that place him statistically above where Messi, Ronaldo, and Mbappé were at the same age. His expected goals output was outperforming his actual goals, which means the goals he scored were harder than the ones the data expected. He completed more successful dribbles per 90 minutes than any player in La Liga. Not any young player. Any player. And his progressive carries, the runs that break defensive lines, ranked him in the top 1% of all forwards in Europe. 17. The question was no longer whether Yamal was exceptional. The question became whether the system around him was built to protect that. By March 2025, Yamal had accumulated over 8,000 minutes of football. No elite player in modern history reached that figure before adulthood. Pedri reached 5,000 at the same age. He has since suffered 5 hamstring injuries. Barcelona watched that happen and changed nothing. When Atletico Madrid put 4 goals past Barcelona before halftime in the Copa del Rey, every manager in that situation protects their best player. Flick left Yamal on for the full 90 minutes. Yamal still finished with a match rating of 7.6. In a 4-0 defeat. That is not a football problem. That is a dependency problem. And Barcelona have been here before. Ansu Fati, 2019. 16 years old. Same story. By 18 he had ruptured his meniscus. Today he is 23 and on loan at Monaco. Barcelona changed nothing. Just the name on the shirt. So where does this leave Yamal? He is 17 years old. He is the most important player at one of the biggest clubs in the world. He is playing every 3 days inside a system that offers no rest and no protection. Guardiola saw this coming. He said 4 words. Leave the kid alone. Not as a compliment, as a warning. The same warning Xavi gave. The same warning the minutes data gives. The same warning that Ansu Fati's career already proved. Barcelona have heard it before. The only question that matters now, are they listening this time?